I'm leading. I think that I'm leading. I think Genesis is going to go in. And if you have questions, please ask, or we can wait until the end. Now I'm hoping that I'm starting with the right one. I had like several screens up. So can everyone see the presentation and the presentation format? Or do you see
We see the slides off to the side, but either way.
Okay, let's see. Same?
Yeah.
Same, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened.
You can go to slideshow and play from start.
Go to slides,
The slideshow.
which is
The
here.
top, the grape. Nope. Well, you can actually see the term slideshow in the top toolbar.
Oh, okay.
Click that and go to play from start.
Is the same?
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
still the same.
Yeah.
Still the same. I went to current slide. I went to okay, so the Clinical Mental Health Counseling Program is an online MA program. It is a program that is designed for 3 years. The MA program is accredited by the Council of Accreditation of Counseling and Related Educational Programs, known as CACREP. Our program consists of 60 credit hours of coursework and supervised clinical training experiences that consists of practicums and internships. The program also incorporates the content areas outlined by the National Board of Certified Counselors, the NBCC, and to prepare students who are seeking professional counselor licensure and to begin professional practice at the master's level. So a lot of people will probably ask, is online learning for them? Well, if you have the motivation, if you have the tools, online learning can be for you. So you want to find within yourself, is it for me? So online learning provides you with an option to the traditional face-to-face classroom. It allows us to work full-time, part-time schedules, can be mother or father, take care of your family, provide students who have the opportunity to travel and conduct coursework from any location with an internet connection. Online learning provides the flexibility and allows students to function within their schedules, but requires commitment. Considerations for online learning. Time is a commitment. You have to participate in weekly online discussions. You have to be able to fit school within your schedule of family, of work, of play. Motivation and discipline. That is super important. Are you self-motivated in pursuing your goals to become a counselor? Is your self-discipline enough to accept the responsibility to become a counselor in training in an online environment? Will your work schedule or your family responsibilities allow you time to attend an online campus? Can you function in an online environment and keep up the pace of the online coursework and the accelerated program? And then there's technical and proficiency requirements. The comfort of using a computer and the ability to use a computer, such as familiarity with Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, familiarity with Zoom or other conference platforms, internet navigation, formatting your papers in proper APA style, sending and receiving emails with attachments and screenshots. These are some of the tools that we use on a day-to-day basis when we're going through our assignments. Having an adequate technology is especially important to succeed in this program. Most of all, your academic and professional development will take place online. Many of us have never met each other but you wouldn't know it when we are online talking to each other because we share our life story and our experience. So even though we're in online school, we are very close. You will have access to IT support, and they will be able to better help you to understand the hardware requirements that you need. A lot of students are well aware that their laptops are great, but sometimes they want to use their tablet or even their mobile phone because we use a platform called Canvas. And I'll get to that in a few slides. But sometimes technologies like tablets will not allow you to do all of the things that you need to do with your laptop or your desktop computer. For that, tech support will be able to help you. And then we have Canvas. Our online campus is interactive, innovative, it's a robust learning environment, and Canvas is the heart of that. Your online class is built inside of the Canvas platform, and it's tailored to maximize your learning experience. All students will receive a Canvas navigation and Canvas tutorial. All students will have 24/7 access to the Canvas help desk because your work schedule may not be the same as mine. So Canvas tech support is always there to help us. You can email them, you can call them, and you also can live chat with them. I have used them several times, and those guys and those gals are really amazing. They really love what they do. You will also have a Canvas email, and your communications within your classroom will be conducted through Canvas. So you will receive emails from your instructor, your graduate assistants, as well as your peers. Now, Canvas email or Canvas messaging is limited. So you will also have your Outlook email or your student email, which is your official email. And I'll get to that later on. Also with Canvas, you will have a dashboard. From your dashboard, you will have all of your courses. You'll have your new student orientation, which will stay with you your entire journey through the program. So if you don't remember something, you can always go back to new student orientation. It's designed just like one of our courses, so you will actually be able to see all of the information. You'll have your online faculty advising forum. You'll have your counselor education and advising forums, as well as academic integrity seminars, your Canvas inbox for communications, and again, the 24/7 chat and phone access to tech support for Canvas. So what are the assignments like in an online environment? Well, we have discussions that are due weekly. There are discussions between you, your instructor, and your peers. You have one every week. You can decide when to post your discussion anytime before or after, but your discussion will be dated. You will also find that inside of your discussion, it's going to be based on your required readings for your textbook, learning activities, media, all of these readings, and even including your personal experience will go inside of your discussion. Your discussions will also involve your initial post. Your very first post is introducing yourself to your peers and to your instructor. And no matter which course or how many courses you have, we're going to always introduce ourselves to our peers. There's going to be your initial post, and then you will post your responses to 2 other peers. Now, you don't have to limit that to 2 peers. If you see someone's discussion is something that you're interested in commenting on, please, by all means, if it's more than 2 that you've had for that week, you can go 3 or 4. It's perfectly okay, because this is designed to generate discussions. We're using scholarly sources. We're using our personal experiences, and we're making our points. If you don't agree with someone, it's okay, but you want to back up your thinking with scholarly sources. So you're encouraged to participate as much as possible in in the weekly discussions. Each discussion will be graded upon a rubric. You will always know if you have met all of the points because the rubric is posted below the assignment. Then there's also live discussions. These are within all of the courses. Some are mandatory and some are optional. So your weekly assignments, what are they? Well, each module has 2 units. In addition to your weekly discussions, students will have assignments to complete and submit for grading each week. It will consist of research papers, personal experience accounts, group assignments, student success plans, your SMART goals. All of these are going to assist you in your journey. There's other assignments that also include quizzes, midterms, tests, final term tests, and then your signature assignments, which can be a signature paper, it could be a signature group assignments. We have a lot of group work. I like the group work because I like to work in teams. But most importantly, you get to learn more about your peers' experience and what they do, what they've been through, and where they're planning to go. This is how the family is built because you're in constant communication with your peers. So just because we're online doesn't mean that we don't communicate with each other.
Right. Michael, I'm going to interrupt for 1 second. Genesis, would you mind telling us a little bit more about live discussions on that last slide? I know you had a little bullet point, but how some classes have them as optional, some are mandatory. Would you mind speaking to that?
Yeah, so it just depends on the course. So like how you mentioned, some are mandatory, some are not. With this intro course specifically, one of the instructors were having like an optional live discussion for the students if they had turned in their assignment a little bit ahead of time. And with some of the other courses, they are mandatory, especially if they don't have like a VCTC lab throughout that term. Yeah, I think it's a better way, honestly, than the VCTC because you're getting even more interaction with your professor versus with the VCTC, it's with either a doctorate student or with another master's student too. Yeah, and yeah, it's just I feel like it's a little bit more personal in getting to know the faculty a little bit more with the labs.
So when, just to clarify, so an optional discussion, that's when you obviously opt in to attend and the instructor would host a Zoom session just as we're doing here. And you would come and participate in a live discussion that focused around the prompt of whatever the discussion assignment was for that week. If it is optional, you have the choice to either come and attend in person on Zoom, or you have the option to, if it doesn't fit into your schedule, to not attend and post in the traditional way where you write up your discussion post, you post it in the discussion section, and then you respond to your peers throughout the week. So that's an optional live discussion versus a traditional posting method, just so you know.
And Colleen, I just want to, I know that you guys, I'm off camera for just a second, but you may be scribbling notes fiercely, trying to catch up on all of the things we've said. And one of the things in our program we do is we use a lot of acronyms like VCTC.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to tell you guys what that was really quickly. The VCTC is a virtual clinical training center. There are opportunities for fieldwork, practicums, and internships. And we have, again, as Genesis mentioned, doc students and master students who participate in VCTC activities. And again, that is another way for us to build community around academic endeavors. You guys will be in the theory class. There are VCTC live labs, again, virtual clinical training center. So you'll have the opportunity to meet with your peers and your professor as a function of that class. So at any point, if we throw around a name, in initials, VCTC, feel free to stop us and ask any questions. We'll be happy to tell you what that is. Sorry to steal the thunder, Michael, but I just wanted to
No
say.
worries. Thank you. Okay, so again, we've mentioned Zoom. All of our communications for our school in the virtual environment is through Zoom HIPAA accounts. Each student will receive a Zoom HIPAA account, and you will get the instructions on how to set that up. There's no time limit to the Zoom that we're using, and there's up to 300 participants per session. Your live labs, we're going to get to that, and your live discussions with your instructors, your meetings with your instructor or your graduate assistants, your group assignments, your group projects, presentations can be recorded in Zoom. And of course, we have department town halls that are all conducted by Zoom. So this is what brings us all together, brings the family together, brings all of our communications so that we can see and hear each other. Your live labs, excuse me, these are mandatory, facilitated, interactive discussions via Zoom. They're facilitated by doctoral students from the Counselor Education and Supervision Department or the VCTC as well. The live labs will occur in certain weeks of your course. For example, you may have a course where it's weeks 3, 5, and 7, or it could be weeks 3 and 5. These courses are different, so the live labs are set up at different times. So you will have live labs dates. The date that you attend, you will sign up for 3 p.m. on a Monday, and your next live lab is 2 weeks from now. Your live lab will be 3 o'clock on a Monday. You will stay with the same group during your live labs. Your attendance will be provided to your instructor. We must stay on camera during the entire time. We must participate to get credit for the live labs. Again, it's a discussion. It's just like your discussion posts. We have topics. We discuss those topics. They are facilitated. So we continue the professional courtesy of listening to each other, even if we don't agree, and spelling out our points and our thoughts. You will love the live labs because, again, you get to learn more about your peers. You get to learn more about the subject and the discussion arena. So I love the live labs. Again, this is going to be via computer. We do not drive while we're conducting live labs. So if you're in a car, please do not drive, pull over, get in the back seat, whatever it takes, but appear on camera, make sure that you're in an environment where everyone is able to hear you, but not everything around you. So if you need to get away from the children for an hour, then please. Again, the live labs are really important. It's an amazing learning environment when we can discuss together. And again, you're talking to students who have had the course, and you're also talking to doctoral students as well. So I mentioned that you have your Canvas email, and that's within the course. But you also have your Outlook email or your TCS official email. You check your Canvas email daily. It's important. Your student email through Outlook daily. It is super important because there's going to be announcements across the Chicago school system. There's going to be communications from Dr. Nilan, our president. There's opportunities to attend alumni and special guest speaker series. There's opportunities to attend micro-credentialing courses, beyond border courses, which are courses that are concentrated based on psychology in other areas of the world, in different countries. I really love those because I've traveled a lot, and I like to take the micro-credentialing courses or beyond border courses that allows me to sit back and look at how things are operated in that country from a different view from me going there. And now I'm looking at how the prison system works. I'm looking at how women and children are treated. So these are awesome courses. They are free, and you can take those while you're taking your traditional courses through this program. They're a little more self-paced, but there are due dates. You can also find that it's not going to be difficult to get through the micro-credentialing courses. There are quizzes, things like that. There are discussion posts that are due weekly. There are live events where the instructors are having live discussions. And then there's also in your Outlook email, our regular course communications as well. So remember I stated that Canvas is limited a little for the communications as far as large attachments, photos and things like that you can attach, but you also use your Outlook email in conjunction with your Canvas. And again, I can't stress it enough, please check those daily. So your official email for communicating outside of Canvas is going to be your Outlook email. So anytime you're representing the school, please use your Outlook email. No Gmail accounts, no Yahoo accounts, use your official email. Next, we have our writing resources. The Online Campus Writing Center. These are writing specialists and tutors that are here for our support. They will help us to research our writings. They will help us to focus on our, well, I haven't had a dissertation yet, but I hope to one day. But course assignments, your discussion posts, proposals, the submissions to the Online Campus Writing Center needs to be at least 3 days in advance of your assignment. Now, when you use the Writing Center, you will send them what you wrote. They're going to make some very critical notes for you, and then they're going to give it back to you. So they're here for our support. They love what they do. I can't stress that enough. Please use them because they're there to help. So they will help you with the organization of your paper, the flow, the logic, the tone. And you can go back and forth because you're going to have your due dates of your assignments. So you're going to know when your assignment is due. So if you start early, they will help you along the way to submitting your paper. So please use the Online Writing Center. Also, the tutors from the center will be able to help you as well. I think I doubled this slide for some reason, but sorry about that. Okay, next we're going to go to the university library. So the library services are really amazing. They will help with student library orientation. You'll get the 101 on how to use the library, and that's very important because you're going to do a lot of research writing and you want to know how to use the library. There are webinars. They also offer live webinars to our department and the courses. So there's webinars, there's tutorials. There's a guide to how to search for the databases and the research guides. Checking out articles. It's best to have a 48 to 72 hour notice of when you are trying to get an article that you want to check out from them. It will help with narrowing your topic that you're interested in exploring. They will help you to find citation tools and citation management, writing resources, organizing, managing your sources, finding, managing data, full text articles on the web. They will help you to find literature for your assignments, to assist with determining the quality of your sources, and helping you to find possible technologies to support your projects. Most importantly, it will help you to do similarities check so that you're not plagiarizing anything. They're here for your support. They offer a lot of really good tutorials, and it's all on the site. So once you get inside the school, you'll have full access to their site. There's tons of information to help you with your assignments. And then you have the graduate assistants. The graduate assistants will instruct, these are students, we are your peers. We assist the instructor in the overall course management of the course. We assist with helping you get settled into the program and into your courses. We help to provide important announcements, information, and resources. We provide one-on-one or group peer support. We assist you with Canvas navigations, and we try to help by providing a unique experience with the courses, because we've taken these courses. We know where there's points where it's difficult. We've been there. Someone helped us through it, so we want to help you through it as well. What we do not do is grade papers. We do not grade assignments, proofreading, putting grades, changing grades, providing extension for assignments. Those are things that we will refer you to your instructor for. Any questions about graduate assistance and what we do? Next, you have your faculty advisors. Okay, the faculty and staff will help you in any way they can. They will support you to ensure all the successful academic outcomes, new and upcoming students. Support system includes instructors, advisors, student ambassadors, graduate assistants, and student service team members. Also, each student is assigned a faculty advisor and a co-faculty advisor. The faculty advisor will help you with regarding your professional goals and their curriculum, your requirements, counseling, licensure certifications. You can expect an email from your faculty advisor within the first 2 weeks of starting your course. You will have regular contact with your advisor throughout the entire program, and be sure to seek out your advisor often and always respond to emails from your advisor. They will announce when they're going to hold a Zoom meet. Please do whatever you can to get there, because if you don't have any questions, you go to these Zoom meets about advising, and you're going to always hear something you probably didn't think of, because there's going to be other students there as well. You can also have a one-on-one with your advisor. You have your student support counselor, general questions or concerns, submitting the required documents, any course scheduling and registration questions will go through your student support counselor. Then, of course, you have your student ambassador. This is a person that's going to help you with some awesome resources to advising forums and new student information. Part of what you will go through when you come to the school is going to be new student orientation. So the topics of that is the checklist, basically about admission contingencies. There's going to be the documents and everything that you need for your the criminal background checks, financial aid, registration, the online bookstore, the academic catalog. There's also the handbook, which is not here, but there's the academic resources, of course, the library, online campus writing center, and the student support services and resources. Is there any questions? I know there is at least one or two.
Michael, while we wait, first, thank you and Genesis for your
You're welcome.
presentation.
Thank you.
Can you possibly show what your Canvas dashboard looks like so students can see what the online department forum is with more general information about department opportunities and announcements and things?
Sure.
And then also the online faculty advising portal, and that is specific to faculty advising.
Yes,
Let's
I
take a
can.
look at that. And as you move through the admissions process, accepted and then deposited, usually about now, you'll get a welcome email from the department. I send those out, and you'll get access to these two particular, we call them our online forums within Canvas. And so it's really important that once you have access to these, you get in there, kind of click through, see all of the resources available. It's many, so please do a little exploration while you can. But within the advising Canvas shell, for the advising forum. You'll be able to work with your faculty advisor directly to confirm your course schedule and, most importantly, your electives. Because this is an online program, we support state licensure over many states, both within the United States, outside of the United States, internationally. So you really want to work with your faculty advisor to make sure your course progression is on track, so your graduation date isn't delayed. And then also that your electives, the 3 electives required for our program, align with your state licensure requirements. So really key to make that relationship with your faculty advisor. Be in touch with them early, stay in touch with them often, so that you're set up for success.
Okay, so can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So remember, we were speaking of the new student orientation. Everything that you will need to get started is here. And again, this is set up just like your classes, each course. So for modules, instead of having assignments, you have checklists. You have your tutorials, your Canvas tutorial, and the Canvas resources will be there as well. Even information on electronic communication etiquette. Just like I stated before, you'll have your checklist. And let's say we'll open up our new student checklist here. And I don't think mine is going to appear, but again, admissions contingencies. So that's all from the new student. And now I will go into one of the courses.
You're going a little bit quickly. Can you slow down, please?
Oh, sorry. Okay. So,
Yeah, Michael, if you can bring up the online faculty advising, that would be
Okay.
great. Yep, thanks.
mhm. Okay, so from here, you will see what's needed from the online faculty advising. And one of the things that's going to be needed is the ACA membership documentation. So it's mandatory that we join the ACA. One is we're going to be able to get some excellent resources for our assignments through the ACA site, such as community of interest. And then second, there's the insurance that you will need from the ACA. So when you enter your practicum and internships. Colleen, is there anything else you want me to cover from the online faculty advising?
Just that we do look for, so we meaning faculty, and then Dr. Foster, Dr. Rush Wilson, and myself go in, and we really do look through every student to see that their membership documentation is uploaded and that a course scheduler is uploaded to show that you are working with your faculty advisor. Because again, how course scheduling and things come up like that, there's a few different components. So your faculty advisors within the department, they help you align your course progression and what and when electives are offered to pursue your state licensure. Once that is determined, then we work with the SSC team, that's the student support counselor team, or your academic advisor, and they will then register you for your courses. For the online campus, students don't register themselves. It's actually done through the student support counselor. And so that's why we need to have some documentation and communication between our department and that team. And so this is a really great place to just keep everything. They have access, we have access, you can see it, faculty advisors see it. So it's a one-stop shop. So just make sure, again, that you're in touch with your faculty advisor. There are announcements here as well. We post announcements about upcoming residencies closer to when you're scheduled. And just it's a really great place to learn about your future courses. And then I think that was the biggest thing in here, aside
Mhm.
from just looking for announcements from your faculty advisor. A lot of times there are group advising sessions in which multiple faculty advisors come together and just cover some general milestone points throughout the program. So again, it's another great way to meet some new students from other cohorts or other faculty advisors, ask group questions, listen to other questions that other students might have about advising or about their course progression. So you'll see those announcements in here. Does anyone have any other questions about advising or anything else?
I have a question, but it does not have to do with advising or campus.
Okay.
Perfect.
I know the program does take 3 years. Is there an option for an accelerated way to do it at all? Or, get more than one course done? I don't know.
Yep. Sophia, that
Yes.
is the accelerated pace, actually.
Okay.
Yep. So generally speaking, within that 3-year program, there are multiple terms in which you take 2 classes at once.
Okay.
And Sophia, to that point, there are going to be multiple terms in which you do not want to take more than one course, depending on what it is. For instance, we do not advise that students ever double up, which is taking 2 courses at the same time with the assessment class, because that's the stats class. And that tends to be pretty labor intensive, and residency classes, because you have so many live components, and that's the class you would travel for on-site residency. We typically do not allow students, unless there's an extraordinary circumstance, to double up in a residency class. So there will be times in the program where it's just not academically feasible. And then there are other times where it's just a natural point where it's an okay situation. You've looked at all of your time management resources. You know that you've got everything in place, and we work with you. Well, by we, I mean you and your faculty advisor work to get a schedule that really fits with your resources.
I'm
Okay,
taking assessments now, and I can't imagine doubling up on this course. I can't imagine. I'm sorry, Sophia, you were about to ask something else?
No, I was just going to say thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
See, we say that, Michael, and no one really understands that until they get in assessment. And they're like, oh, I see it now. I see it.
That's the same thing. I asked my advisor, can I double up with this one? And she said, I don't think you want to do that. And I said, oh, okay, great. So let me get in here and see. Yes, she was correct. You cannot double up with it. It takes a lot. It is a lot. But it pays off. But there's just a lot to learn. It's one of the courses where you have to just really have that discipline to go through the exercises.
Well, Michael, it tasks you, not because we're going to get on my assessment soapbox. I tend to love the assessment class. When I get to teach, I like to teach it. It really does task you with thinking with a different part of your brain than,
Yes.
it's 2 classes that you take.
Yes.
So
I'm learning to appreciate it better than before,
good answer.
because we're near the end now. So it's kind of coming together. At the beginning, it's like, what is this for? Why? What? Now I understand why. So
You realize why X and Y are really connected.
yes, and they are connected. And this course will show you they are connected.
Michael, can you show the counselor education page?
Yes, I can.
Any other questions while we're sharing our screens? Whitney, thanks for joining us. I'm not sure when you joined, but we're excited to have you.
This is my favorite page because there's so much here. I constantly find myself going here to take a look at things that's coming. Most importantly, you have your advising here, which will take you here. Lots of information for newer students. That's going to be placed here. Then I'm going to go back to the beginning. area-weighted assessments, the curriculum itself, the clinical training and field work. All of that information is there all the time. So it's something to look forward to. Student handbook, ethics and professionalism, and new student information. Where it gives an overview of the department. Another favorite for me is the student resources. So here you will find your APA resources, exam information, student groups. So we have Pride Plus, we have the Beta Chi Sigma, and Brave Spaces for diverse students. And soon we will have, oh, it's here, but we don't have anything under it yet. Human Trafficking Student Interest Group. And then, of course, we mentioned the VCTC.
Can you go to the announcement page to show them some of the types of things we announce?
Yes. So this announcement was for the NCE License Exam Bootcamp. These are, we always say that they're offered early Saturday mornings. It doesn't matter where you are in the program, you can attend these events for the NCE. These are really awesome because you'll get a lot of information. You'll see the questions, you'll get answers from the professors and the instructors of what's to come for us when we get to that point. So you'll find students on different levels of the programs in these boot camps. Another announcement would be, hey, the big win for the counseling. You remember this one, Dr. Foster? I was jumping up and down when you made this one. This was a wonderful announcement. So our faculty instructors, they keep us in the know, so they're always providing information to us that will let us know that we are in the right field, the field is growing, and there's good things coming. And this was one of those announcements talking about the Medicare Reform. Another good announcement was about the Interstate Compact for counseling, where there has been, we think, up to 14 now, maybe 12 to 14 states have signed the compact.
We were just talking about that today. I'm going to look that up and I'll tell you
Yeah.
in the end.
So I was very happy about that because Georgia was the first to sign, and I'm from Georgia, and I would like to do some work in my hometown. And Maryland is the second that signed, and this is where I live. So once I get my licensure in Maryland, I'm going to make sure that I apply for Georgia so that I could help the community that I came from there. So there's some amazing things that are happening in the field.
All right. Well, if there are any other questions, please let us know. It's usually the case where once this concludes, you'll step away, have a few thoughts to yourself, and then 10 minutes later, something will pop into your head. Feel free to email your admissions counselor. Feel free to email me, or they can connect to me, and if I can't answer your question, I'll get it out to the appropriate resources who can. But with that being said, thank you all for your time. If there's no other questions, we won't keep you to keep you. And again, thank you, Michael and Genesis.
You're very welcome.
So much.
Yep.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
And we hope to see everyone starting fall 2 or as soon as you can.